Look, if you're truly serious about becoming your best version, I want you to forget about self-improvement and start focusing on self-mastery. So let's get into it. Now, this whole ideology of self-improvement is great. I'm not saying anything's bad about it. I'm not saying for you to not do it. I'm not saying for you to just completely say, oh, that's a bad thing. But I want you to stop forgetting about it and instead place the concept of self-mastery in that same position. Because I made a video about this before, about how self-improvement is useless without spirituality. It is also will keep you stuck when you hit a certain point, this whole idea of self-improvement, because it only addresses certain aspects of your life. Now, I'm not talking about just what you see on YouTube, what you see on self-help books. I'm just talking about this whole ideology of it. I'm going to improve myself. I'm trying to improve myself. I'm trying to get myself from level 1 to level 2, level 2 to level 3. That's great. But at a certain point, you're going to hit a certain level, then you got to change the game. Come on, you dig what I'm saying? And self-mastery is the game. Self-mastery is the ultimate game because there's no end to the game. Improvement, you get to a certain point where like, bro, what else can I really improve on the tangible side of reality? I've gotten as big as I possibly can. Yes, of course, you can still make gains, very minuscule gains when it comes to muscle after a certain point. Whoa. But you're going to cap out at a certain point. Same when it comes to, I guess, your social skills or your reading habits, your cold showers. Like, how fucking cold can you make the goddamn shower? Like, let's be real. It's going to cap out at a certain point. All these habits are going to cap out. I'm not saying for you to ditch it. Keep it in your arsenal. Keep it in your routine. But now shift your focus to the next layer, the next game, the next level overall, which is self-mastery. And when I say self-mastery, you're probably like, what the fuck does that even mean, Ali? What is this self-mastery you're talking about? Well, it connects to that video like I'm mentioning right now. Self-improvement is useless without spirituality, because that next layer of self-mastery is mastering the self, the real self, not just this physical and mental aspect of life, but the spiritual, the emotional, your presence as a whole, the way you interact with the world, the way you react to certain situations. That's self-mastery. Because I've said this many times, bro. At a certain point, self-improvement, the next logical step that you take is getting into philosophy and spirituality. Why? Because it leads you to the road to self-mastery. You go from things like NoFap to understanding the ancient wisdom of semen retention. You go from things like just doing meditation apps to full-on real breathing exercises, pranayama, this and that. You're mastering the breath. You're not just doing meditation just for the benefits to improve yourself. You're really learning how to master it. Right, Lola? Yeah. So, all these concepts, because there's levels to life, there's new games to life. The ultimate game, like I said, is self-mastery. You gotta start shifting your mindset to that self-mastery sooner. Why? Because you can get stuck in this whole self-improvement rabbit hole, looking for the next best thing, looking for the next best channel, looking for the next best concept, when in reality, it was that right there in front of you, self-mastery. And I like to believe that the people that watch this channel, the people that watch the main channel, the people that are in my Discord server, the people that I work with one-on-one, are on the road to self-mastery. They've kind of gotten the basic surface level stuff when it comes to self-improvement. When I say surface level, I ain't trying to diss nobody when it comes to their content, when it comes to what they're about right now. That's just the reality. It's surface level. Work out, go to the gym, eat healthy, sleep good. Surface level, basics, it's great, but you can never go wrong with the basics, yeah? But it's not the end goal. It's not the ultimate objective. That is self-mastery. And when you start understanding that, when you start getting into that, you're gonna dive into these other rabbit holes that go much deeper, that go much more in depth, on what this reality is. This isn't just, okay, I'm gonna improve myself, get more jack, to get more stack, to get just a better life. I'm gonna figure out what is life in itself. I'm gonna figure out what the purpose of me being here. I'm gonna figure out what I was really brought here to do. So all that type of stuff comes later on down the line when it comes to your overall personal development road. So just trying to chew a freaking piece of wood right in front of me while I'm speaking, because I'm out here in the field and the flesh is raw. Lola, come on. Back to what I was saying. It is that next step. It is that ultimate step. And a lot of people aren't going to really be on that level to jump there. But I think all the people that watch my channel that understand the concepts that I talk about, because hopefully you guys see me on the path of self-mastery, and I'm just dishing out some game, some advice of what I've gotten on my path, and hoping that it will help you on your path. So I can tell, especially in Discord server, the people that are in this Fulati Fitness community are about that life. They've gotten the surface level stuff down. They got the basics. They got it kept in their back pocket as a daily part of their routine, but they're on the next road. They're on the next trip. They're on the next journey, the ultimate journey, the journey that might not ever end, which is self-mastery. And self-mastery, the more you understand the concept of it, you can see it in the modern world. To me, the best example of it, when I was growing up, was Kobe Bryant. Kobe motherfucking Bean Bryant. My favorite basketball player of all time, hands down. He might not be the GOAT, but that motherfucker was all about self-mastery in the aspect of basketball. That was his expression of the self, basketball. It might be something totally different than for you, but this whole idea of the Mamba mentality is directly correlated to self-mastery. Hopefully you know about Mamba mentality. Hopefully you know about Kobe Bean Bryant, so you can understand what I'm saying. You can pick up what I'm putting down. But he was a great example of that. He was trying to master the art of basketball, master the game of basketball with every single little detail, the in-depth stuff. It wasn't just scoring. It was like the footwork, the shot fakes, the positioning, the angles, the way he approached guarding someone, the way he approached the interviews, the way he approached his training regimen in the offseason. He was doing every little thing to keep mastering it. He would go to other people, other masters of certain parts of the game, and get teachings from them, aka Hakeem Olajuwon, for the post game and all that stuff, bro. That is a great example, a pure example of self-mastery. And what do you know? He was probably the most skilled and most well-developed player in the game at that time, and to me, of all time, when it comes to straight up mastering the game of basketball. He wasn't the most gifted when it comes to like guys like LeBron James, who was fucking 6'8", 250 pounds worth of muscle. Like, yes, he's mastering certain aspects of the game, but he's got such an advantage when it comes to other areas that he doesn't really have to. Or guys like Kevin Durant. Hopefully you guys understand some basketball, bro. I love basketball. Kevin Durant, like 7-foot guy, shoot from the fucking parking lot, just gifted. Kobe Bryant was gifted, obviously he's in the NBA, but he was so dialed in on the details of mastering the game of every single minuscule part of it that he eventually became one of the greatest, one of the GOATs. You gotta approach your life like that, your journey like that. What are the small little details that you're trying to master? Mental, physical, and spiritual, to really master the self, master your journey of life, master what you were brought here to do. And the more you uncover those layers, the more you start developing those layers, the more that purpose is going to be unlocked. Like you're just kind of peeling back the layers, and eventually you're going to keep hitting that. You're going to eventually come to that core. You're eventually going to understand that this is the self. This is the self that you're looking for. This is the self that you've been trying to master this entire time. Self-improvement is only going to get you to take off 1 or 2 layers. There's more to it, bro. There's more to life. There's more to just improving the surface level stuff of your life. It is going to be a huge key, and you need to keep it in the bag because it helps as your base foundation, but set the goal higher. Set your aims higher. Set your sights deeper. And eventually, like I said, it's going to lead you down the road to self-mastery. You're going to get into things like philosophy, spirituality. You're going to get into things like, hell, even like biohacking, stuff like that. How do you really master the body? How do you really master your mind? How do you really master your soul? You're going to get into the deeper topics. You're not just going to be roaming around doing the things that you already done and searching for more, because it's like a test. Once you pass this test, you know the answers to it. Just keep the answers in the back of your mind. Keep it going. Like, just brush it up. It's a well-oiled machine. Keep it clean. It's a bar. And just move on to the next test. Move on to the next lesson. Move on to the next chapter of this whole human experience. And once you start getting that down, once you start understanding that, which I'm pretty sure most of you guys are, pretty sure most of the people watching, especially Second Channel, are on that, because you guys are into things like spirituality, semen retention, the actual nuances of developing the body, nutrition, stuff like that. So you kind of get the point, you kind of get the gist, but you got to really just throw yourself out into the deep end, into the unknown, because you already know the most of the stuff when it comes to self-improvement. Step into the next phase and get into self-mastery. How do you do that? Well, you already know the answers. Get in, tap into yourself, and your inner self will show you the way how to reconnect, how to really master that part of you. Because the inner self, the higher self, is the self-mastered version of you, if you get what I mean. It already has it. You're kind of just, you're here, it's there, and you're trying to come back and meet at the same point. So it's like a magnetic pull. Once your mind is set to self-mastery, that side of you is going to pull more. And eventually it's going to click, and you're going to be down this road, and you're really going to make it happen. So with all that said, man, let that marinate. Forget about self-improvement. Once you got it down, you got it down. It's the basics. You can never go wrong with the basics, but set your vision to the next thing. Like Kobe, once he got the shot form down, what's the next thing? Get in the post, work with another master, and develop that part of his game. What is that for you? I don't know. That's something for you to ask yourself, because you got the answers inside the self. Oh my! Dropping bars on the daily, But you already know what it is. It's your boy out here in the field, in the flesh, what the Fulati, out here trying to drop y'all that game so you guys can make these gains. And I'm out here. Peace.